everybody. My name is Harsh, and I am from India Someday. And we're going to continue our small series about the most interesting experiences and things to do in the country. And as usual, I have the two lovely girls here with me, Viveka and Jesal. And we're going to start off with the questions that we normally start off with. But I'm going to ask both of them different questions today. So, View, let's start with you. What's the most favorite thing that your guests like to do since you're in sales? So.
Correct. Since I interact a lot with a lot of guests. So I think my most favorite thing so far is when they come to experience the festivals in India. So specifically, I remember I had this one guest who, where we were talking about his trip, and he specifically wanted to come to Bombay to visit the city, of course, and also to experience this festival called Ganesh Chaturthi. Since he also, for some reason, side story is that he had a dream about Ganesha, and he always wanted to come for the past few years, and then he finally decided to make it. And it was just, I think after COVID, one of those years. And I remember he came to Bombay, I met him, and we went pandal hopping. So pandal is basically the place where they keep Ganpati. So you have different pandals all across the city. So we went, visited all of them, did the prayer there. So it was a nice experience to see him fulfill that off his bucket list. Right. So yeah, I think festivals for me, when I see them experiencing it, it's fun.
Nice. And Jesal, since you run quite a few group trips, what's the most fun thing that as a group you've done or with the group?
I think going off on the festivals, Holi. I think Holi has been I think the expectation around Holi is so big, and it also lives up to it, which is, I think it's amazing. One of these years I did Holi in a small homestay in it's a rural village near Jodhpur, and it was a very small homestay run by the tribals over there, and it was a very different Holi experience for me as well, because I've been a city girl all my life. Correct. And it was
You're used to the party Holi rather than
I'm used to the DJ and everything, but this Holi was it was so genuine, it was so connected, grounded. There was all we were into the with the villagers, and they were
just a wholesome experience.
It's a wholesome experience. I can't really describe it, but yeah, it's just amazing to be part of what the culture actually used to be than what it has now become. Very
because if you do Holi in a Pushkar, then it's a very different experience because it's almost a rave. Or if you do the Holi in Vrindavan or Mathura, where it is still more traditional, but it's a little more aggressive. It's maybe the right word or not. I don't know. Don't come to hit me, anyone. But yeah, so just continuing off that, right? If we're going to talk about things to do at festivals or visit during festivals, right? So you mentioned Holi, you mentioned Ganesh Chaturthi. Are there any other festivals that you all would make note of that is something that is a good thing to do when you're here?
Yeah, so there is the Pushkar Camel Fair also, which happens in the month of November, where they have all these camels, they dress them up, and there's bidding happening and these exhibitions, and it's a really fun parade also to kind of see all of it happen. So that's also something that's sort of unique from your Holi and Diwali if someone wants to do something different. Then even actually in Bombay, we have the Kala Ghoda Art Festival, which happens usually in the month of Feb, wherein again they have these art exhibitions, they have cultural shows, these heritage walks that happen, which again is a very nice experience in a city.
And it's a different take on it's a lot of experimental art as well. And as you said, Diwali, of course, Diwali is something everyone wants to experience, but it's a very homely sort of a festival. But I would definitely want to mention Dev Diwali in Varanasi. Varanasi is one of the oldest cities in the world, and Dev Diwali is when all the water kind of recedes, and it's just filled with lands. It's one of my favorite festivals. It's one of my favorite sights to see those steps from the boat. So definitely, I think more than Diwali, if you can make it for Dev Diwali in Varanasi, it's a whole another experience.
Just something everyone should note is if you're going for Dev Diwali, at least book 6 months in advance.
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, don't go. They are not going to get a place to stay. You're not going to get a place in the boat. So definitely book in advance if you're going for Dev Diwali. But yeah, so coming back, also just a quick one on Pushkar. I know you mentioned that. So it's actually one of the older trade fairs.
Yeah.
So now you have trade fairs, and we visit WTM or ITB in Berlin to talk about different travel experiences across the world. Pushkar is basically a trade fair for camels. So it's buying and selling camels, right? So it's quite an interesting
and like other than Pushkar, there's also like smaller fairs. Like you can of course research about it, but like there are similar horse fairs.
Yeah.
Where they're actually it's the same thing but for horses. So someone who's like into horses or like that sort of a thing. Yeah, one of those experiences. Yeah. There's one for cattle, which is only cattle, like only like cows and bullocks and like.
Well, actually, the bullock rides also that happen in the south of India is another festival which I think it was illegal at some point of time, or they banned it at some point of time. But I still think it happens. I'm not sure. We'll have to check it. Yeah, we'll verify it or not at the bottom here. But that's definitely. And coming back, another thing that definitely someone should visit. Even Bombay has some great music festivals now. Whether you're talking about Lollapalooza or whether you're talking about the Zero Music Festival in the northeast of India. Those are definitely some things that you can visit.
Yeah, and we still have Sunburn in Goa every year.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is, I think, an ongoing. I don't think that's ever going to stop.
Yeah, and you have unofficial raves that happen across the Himalayas at times. So.
Yes. And I think like even talking about just cities, because you mentioned Varanasi, I feel like sometimes visiting cities is an experience in itself.
Right.
Like Varanasi, like we were talking about, where you have the Ganga Aarti, you have the boat ride on the Ganges, and you learn about the whole history, which is very interesting. Same for like the Taj, because quite often a lot of guests like don't really you don't really expect the Taj to be like it's a like wonder of the world and all of that, but until you're actually there and you're like, oh wow. So I feel like sometimes that also can be a thing to do.
No, I agree. And the Taj very specifically, because the meaning behind it is quite, I don't know the right word for it, but it's like, it's evergreen, right? It's just such
it's love.
Yeah, exactly. It's
never gonna go out of fashion. It's always gonna be there.
Yeah. Let's move on maybe to the next kind of category as such. And the other thing to do in India, which is not very well known in India, it's known to a few people, but not everyone, is the wildlife space in India, right? Everyone knows India for tigers, but I think we have almost all the big cats, other than the cheetah, which exists now, but are kind of dying. So that's not something that we should. But anyway, let's not go there. But we
have leopards, we have tigers, we have lions, we have Asiatic lions, we have, I think, one of the largest, not the largest, but we have one of a very large concentration of lions in Gujarat. In Gir National Park. Then like in central India, all of the big cats actually, leopards, tigers, panther,
I think that's more towards the south of India.
Yeah, but like central south.
Yeah, they're extremely rare to find. So you find them in Kabini National Park and the Bandipur National Park towards the south. But they're extremely shy and rare animal to find. So it's considered extremely lucky to see one in your life.
But I think that's just in general. Like I don't think it's a great sighting anywhere.
But I think even just the experience of being in the Jeep, waiting for the animal to appear like a big celebrity, and then just the backdrop of like, just the park in the background. Like,
and I think we've been very lucky. I think you and I both, you had some great sightings like literally this year.
Yeah, in Madhya Pradesh. Yeah. So in the Satpura National Park, which is a relatively offbeat national park.
I think only one jungle lodge exists.
On one side there's only one, and on the other side there's maybe 4 or 5. Exactly. So it's not like it's not really crowded yet. But, like everything good, there's always demand. So
and I had great sightings like up in northeast again with like single horn rhinos, and I saw a tiger, which is actually very rare for there, but like it just zooped in front of.
This was in Kaziranga
This
National
is in
Park.
Kaziranga National Park, which is in Assam.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like, I think it was my first safari. It was very exhilarating.
Nice.
So yeah.
No, and the cool thing is the terrains are so different, right? So you have the national parks in Rajasthan, which have a different kind of forest. The central India forests are a little more dense. And then obviously the northeast is more grassland.
Very
so it's a very interesting different.
And through the marshes, I've also bought safaris in the Sundarbans where you sight tigers from a boat. I don't know how safe that is, but it's very cool.
I don't think there are too many sightings, unfortunately, because it's just so dense that it's hard to see it, right? Unless they just eaten something and are like chilling on the banks, but that would be great actually. But yeah, so and other than the tigers, obviously we, as you mentioned, we do have the lions. We also have black bucks. And
great birds.
And India is great for birding. I must admit I'm not the expert in birding by any means, but there are lots of sites across India which are very famous for birding. Across Gujarat, there is a lake near Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, which is also known for migratory birds which come at us. And all of these national parks actually are really good for birders as well. And there's a specific place in Rajasthan called Bharatpur as well,
which is only bird life,
which is also known for its bird life.
And like also Bombay, just by the way, every like in December, Jan, we have flamingos flying. Another sight to see.
So, you can either take a boat or go to a place called Sivri, have great vada pav and watch the flamingos. So talking about vada pav, let's maybe move to the next topic, which is, would you visit India just for food?
But since you're specifically talking about food, so I, for instance, do this amazing food and history walking tour in Bombay. And not just that, like the Girls of India someday do a couple of tours. We do like market tours, we do like a mythological tour, which wherein everything just makes sense regarding all the temple rituals, and it goes back in time to like mythology and how it's relevant today. So we do these like very interesting tours, and like I said, I do a food and history walking tour. So it's like the food and the history combined. So we try literally street food, all safe, might I add. And it not just does not happen here in Bombay. Like we also, not we, but there are also a lot of food tours in general all across India. Even cooking classes, for that matter, is a really interesting experience. Whether you do it in the north or the south, like it's completely different. You can actually do it in both the regions because the food, everything.
We've got some great farm to table experiences. There's one great one near Jodhpur again. In South India, again, food as you eat, like if you go all over India, the food varies so much from North India to South India. Like just the flavors, the way they prepare their food is so different. The water is different.
There's a restaurant in Bombay which actually brings water from Amritsar to make it taste like authentic North Indian food.
Oh my god, I can see it. But I think that's true, because I feel like I come from Goa, and I feel like the coconut and the vinegar in Goa tastes so different than the coconut and vinegar that we get here. So the food, the curries, literally like the Goan curries taste so different when I am like.
I'm the first to say you should definitely visit India for food. We can.
I think the whole world visited India for its food and its spices.
It has become the most famous dish in England, at least. So everybody around the world has come to India for food, and like they've brought in a lot of influence as well, which is another, I think, thing to do is like experience like the different civilizations which have like come and gone in India. Like Gujarat has so much, like still holds so much of the older civilizations of like Harappa and Indus Valley, and then we have the Mughal influence up north. And then
food as well.
Tibetan food in like Dharamshala, Portuguese influence in Goa.
Well as vada pav.
Yeah.
That's a part of Vivu's tour, so I won't spoil the surprise,
but
and a little bit of French influence down south in Pondicherry. and like Kochi, I think. So yeah, I think it's just
food, like definitely.
Food all.
So I'm going to list like 2 of my favorite or 3 of my favorite food tours that happen in India. One is Views. The other one is one that happens in Bangalore called Death by Dosa. Which is a really cool tour by this group called Gully Tours, and they do a fantastic only dosa tour, and it's really good.
Did you finish it?
Huh?
Like
yeah, of course. Why not? And there's one that they do in Delhi as well. Reality Tours does a food tour in Old Delhi, which is probably one of my. I actually used to go to Delhi just to eat. Literally just 3 days, just eat and come back. So Delhi is a great city to just eat.
Yeah, and also I feel like when you just land and you're so scared about the food and you're very skeptical, I think doing like a food tour, it like kind of makes you more comfortable and be
absolutely.
like, okay,
and you also have someone to hold your hand through the eating journey, because
the key is eating hot. Just make sure everything is cooked.
Anything that's
anything that's hot.
You can go to see everyone's like, I got Delhi best.
Okay, so moving on to the next part. Any other specific activity? Oh, okay. Let's talk about adventure. I can see Jesal's eyes light up. So I'm gonna hand it over to you. You can start talking about your surfing, your trekking.
For south to north. Okay, I'm going south to north. I do a lot of adventures all over the country. Starting from south, I think my favorite would be surfing. I have recently become a part of like a big surfing culture that is up and coming. So like all of west coast of India and parts of east coast are like great surfing destinations. We have amazing terrains. We don't have a lot of cobbles on our beach, and it's just amazing to like. It's a very nice budding community. So yeah, west coast for like surfing. We have kite surfing.
This is further south or
No, like from Bombay all the way, like the whole of West Coast has amazing, like Bombay, Mulki in Karnataka, then Goa also has good surfing spots. We've got great surfing in Varkala, which is down south in Kerala. We've got Pondicherry, which is in the east coast in Tamil Nadu, and of course a little further up as well. So yeah, I think all over surfing culture has become great. In Tamil Nadu especially, we have kite surfing in a small town near Madurai. Madurai is the closest airport to it. So I think
in Rameshwaram.
Yeah, near Rameshwaram. It's a very difficult name, so I don't want to risk saying it, but we can like put it somewhere. But yeah, they have great surfing, kite surfing adventures, and you can get certified over there.
Nice.
Which is also a place where you can get certified for your scuba dive. If you want to not leave the mainland of India, not go to the island like which is Andaman and Nicobar, you can also get your scuba diving certification from there. And of course, we've got scuba diving, which is your favorite.
So India does have good scuba diving as well. So especially the Andaman Islands is great. And they actually, I think in the last episode, I've probably mentioned a place called Mount Barron. Which is one of the best places to dive in India, definitely, and probably in my top 10 across the world. So, and Pondicherry is actually not a bad place to do scuba diving as well. Especially if you're learning, then it's actually a decent place to learn.
Of course, it's more closer to civilization. It's a little more.
It's easier to get to. I wouldn't recommend scuba diving on the west coast of India where people do. Maybe a place called Tarkarli in Maharashtra is still a good place to go scuba diving.
You have to time it very well for the visibility, because visibility is normally not that good.
And lastly, there's also a lot of like other extreme sports like river rafting,
bungee
jump.
Yeah, like that
which happen all across Rishikesh and towards the Ganga. And trekking as well, right? Very underrated destination for trekking for the international audience. I think the Indian audience does a lot of trekking in India, but the international audience prefers Nepal over India. We are not sure why, but maybe you can put it in the comments.
Our Himalayas we have all the alpine side of the Himalayas. Also, like the different terrains of the Himalayas, which is like from the desert, going from the alpine to the desert, then coming to like Sikkim, which is more wet, and you can actually spot all the main the highest peaks from Sikkim and West Bengal. And then again we have the Seven Sisters, which is our 7 little states on the eastern part of India. And very underrated is the tropical trekking in India, which is along the west coast of India in the Western Ghats, where you can do like a lot of one-day treks, especially in the monsoon. The waterfalls are like so lush green, and I think it's just like if you're coming in monsoon and if you're in Goa, Kerala, Bombay, or like anywhere in Maharashtra, I think you can.
Good time for day treks.
Amazing.
So before we sign off, and any last closing thoughts of something that is just like a must, that's something from an experience point of view?
From an experience point of view, I think so that staying in a homestay, I feel, is a great experience in India, because you get to learn about the culture, you get to interact with the local. It's perfect. And we have like a great list of like homestays which are very comfortable, very clean. You have your own private room and bathroom, so privacy, all of that is taken care of. It's just amazing to kind of speak to someone who belongs to the area, and it just makes your experience much better. So I think staying at a homestay, no matter what your budget is, I think you should always do that, at least on sort of one place on your trip.
Nice. Yeah. And anything?
I think not experience things, but like eat. I think.
Okay.
Just eat.
We're going back to food.
Be comfortable. Like be comfortable. Don't be scared. I've seen so many people be scared of eating in India. Just make sure it's safe places, it's hot food, and just eat. Don't be scared. Nothing's gonna happen. And
Okay. And if you ask me, that one experience, it's probably going to be doing something with yoga and wellness, right? India is probably one of the best places to experience wellness and yoga. Whether you want to do like a 2-week cleansing retreat and an Ayurvedic retreat, or whether you just want to sample it for 4 or 5 days, you can. There's lots of places to pick from, and it's varied across budgets. So whether you want to do like uber luxury ones at Swasara and Gokarna or Pema Wellness, or then to like a small place near Varkala, Trivandrum, Nikki's Nest. You have like a full varied range of places that you can go to for this. And yoga, obviously, India's birthplace, fairly westernized now in the multiple versions that you have, but it obviously did start here, and its roots are very much still here. So that's definitely going to be my take on the parting thoughts that I'm going to give you guys. And if anyone wants to plan or wants any more information on things to do, please get in touch with us at India Someday, or email us at thinkingindia@indiasomeday. And we look forward to seeing you soon in India. Cheers.
Come over to India someday.